pretty sure there's a Fae trap in my backyard right now. Does anybody else see that? Nothing else is moving, just those branches. And they're moving a heck of a lot more than they were a few minutes ago. I'm not getting any closer. Do y'all see those branches moving by themselves? Like, there's no wind at all. If there was, the tree would be moving. There's no birds over there. What the hell is going on right now?
Hi beekeepers, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the new movie, The Watchers. It's a M. Night Shyamalan movie. Technically comes out today. I saw it yesterday. And I wanted to talk about it a little bit. Obviously there's going to be some spoilers. I'm not going to spoil everything. So if you want to watch the movie before you watch this, please stop and come back later. It's a pretty good movie. Now, there's been a couple of movies lately that this director has made that have been kind of like a flop, but this one was pretty good. It's based on a book, actually, and it's called The Watchers, and I think it's by A.W. Sline, I think. And I actually ordered the book after I finished the movie last night because I wanted to be able to compare and contrast the book versus the movie. And of course, there's going to be some differences, but I have a feeling it's relatively close. So the story is followed by a girl, I think her name is Mina, and she finds herself in the middle of the woods trying to find a place that she's going to, and she gets lost. She stumbles upon this group of people, and it's getting dark outside, and it says you have to come inside or you're going to die. So she comes in, and she's basically stuck in this glass house with these people for months. And they have these creatures called the Watchers who watch them. They literally just stand in front of the glass mirror and they watch them. It's very odd premises, and it really does explain anything at the beginning. You're just like, what is this? But it has enough suspense that it's good. It's like, oh, okay, this is pretty interesting. It's not gory, which I appreciated because it didn't need it. It reminded me of a lot like the universe of Signs and the universe of like The Quiet Place. So I think it's worth a watch. There is like a twist at the end. I'm not going to tell you the whole twist, but I felt like it was a little predictable, but you're not really thinking that during the show. So when you're watching, you're not really thinking about that, like, oh, I know this is going to happen. This certain character's going to do this. But it was kind of like, when they revealed it, I'm like, well, we saw that coming. It was nice. We were the only ones in the theater, my friend and I, and so we had like a 3:30 showing, which, hey, that was a nice private show, so I can say that I got to see an entire show privately for a premiere. And I love the theater I go to because they have everything. It's supposed to come out on Friday, usually on Thursday, and it's usually like before 5 o'clock, so I even get to pay the matinee price. So it only cost me $5 to see this movie. And going to the movies is expensive if you go to the big theaters and things. And this theater is really nice. So we follow Mina, and she definitely does not fit in with the other three because she's basically doesn't follow rules. And the other three are like, these are the rules. You have to follow the rules. And they just accept them. And she's like, I'm not staying here for forever. This is just not going to happen. So I found it very interesting that she has a bird with her, and the bird speaks. It's a parakeet. I don't know what this is, but it speaks, but it just says, just don't die. Try not to die. And so at the very convenient moment, this bird talks and says, try not to die. Try not to die. The creatures, I don't know if this is necessarily a spoiler or not, but you would have saw in the beginning of the video, my friend Tyler on Facebook, he posted a video at his house. That's what the beginning of this video is. He believes he has a Fae trap in his backyard. So I told Tyler, I said, if you watch this movie, you are going to hate your backyard even more, because that's what this movie's about. And Tyler posted that 1 or 2 days before this movie came out. And so as soon as I saw where this movie was going, I'm like, I have to tell Tyler. I have to tell Tyler that, like, he's not going to want to see this movie, but he's like, no, I really want to see it. I'm like, you're going to hate your backyard. Because that's basically what this place is they go into these woods and they can't get out. It doesn't matter. They can't get out. The woods are, like, too big for them to be able to leave, and they really don't know the rules as far as, like, can they leave or not. They figure it out, but they don't know much of the rules, but they don't know a way out, because they only have during daylight hours to get out. And based on how big the woods are and the creatures, which they're actually fairies, so it's the fae that is trapped in these woods, and they trap these humans in the woods to observe them and be more like them and learn about them. It's also kind of like, if you look on my channel, you see the game That's Not My Neighbor. It reminded me of that as well, because they're doppelgangers, basically. They call them changelings, but they change into that person. And so what they're doing is that they're observing these people and trying to transform into these people so they can go out into the outside world and be part of our human world again, because there's history of... Is it mythology? Would you say it's mythology, where the fairies and the humans used to live side by side, and then the humans exiled the fairies away, and there's, like, half-bloods, so, like, there's fairies that are with humans, and they have children, so they have, like, half-blood children. It's a lot. It kind of reminded me of A Court of Thorns and Roses with the fae talk. I'm only on, like, page 60, so I can't really compare it that much, but that's what it reminded me of. I like the idea of that, because it's something that's, like, not really touched. And I didn't even know it was based on a book until yesterday, when I saw, like, the movie poster in the theater, and it said based on the book. And I'm like, oh, I gotta get the book. So I'll probably have a video later on about, like, comparing the book to the video. It takes me forever to read, because I never actually sit down and allow myself to read. So it's gonna be a little while before that comes out, but I want to do it. Hopefully the book's not boring. But it was very well paced until towards the end. The end felt a little bit slow, but it had a lot of loose knots I needed to clear up. It had a lot of loose ends, not loose knots, gosh. It had a lot of loose ends that needed to be tightened and figured out and explained. So they did a good job with that. It wasn't just like, we're going to throw everything at you and not explain it and then good luck. It wasn't like that. So I'd appreciated that. I believe that, did I understand that this girl right here, I know you can't see her, she's she's pretty creaky right now. Isn't she the director's daughter? Or was it the director's daughter helped with the movie? Because I know she gets credit for it, like, with producing or something. I don't know. I didn't pay attention when it actually mattered. It would come up on the screen and then I'd be, like, totally distracted. So they're basically in a fae trap, and these changelings, fairies, are trying to look more human. They're trying to learn, but they never quite get it right. And so that's why I thought about, like, the game That's Not My Neighbor, because you have, like, the doppelgangers that look really good, and it's hard to tell if they're the real deal or not. And then you have the doppelgangers that have, like, the third eyeball, or they have a worm coming out of their face and things. So it's very interesting. I appreciated the work, and it's one of his best movies. Like, the last few movies he's had was, like, Old, where they're on the beach and they turn old. And I have a video on my channel about that. He had another recent movie, I thought, that was kind of a flop, and I can't put my finger on it, but this is one of his good ones. So it definitely wasn't like a Sixth Sense or a Signs, but it had that universe feel, and I appreciated a different kind of story. Like I said, you normally don't see, like, a bad fairy movie or something like that. So I liked it. I liked the idea of it. And we actually did see the creatures. Normally you don't really get to see, like, the creatures that are attacking, like in The Quiet Place. Maybe you get to see them, but from, like, a distance, until, like, towards the end you get to see them. But I appreciate when you can see the monster, but you can't see it completely. And that's what this turned into, is, like, you can see them, but it's night. And so it's hard to make them out completely. And it's hard to fully see them. And so there's still mystery to what they look like. And I appreciate that because I feel like sometimes it's more scary to not know what they look like. So I thought what we would do is we'd try to find a couple of little fae traps on YouTube, see if we can find any, and we'll see what you think. Let's see if we learn anything. Let me know if you think these are fae traps, and do you have any fae traps at your house?
Sup, nerds? It's high time you educate yourself on the dangers of fae traps in real life. I'm gonna show you some pictures, and you're gonna have to resist the urge to not just run headlong into the Feywild.
Okay, so you better hold up on your end of the bargain, guys, because we're counting on you.
You might be tempted by this right here. Note the extreme amount of contrast between the dark areas and the light areas that form a hallway or a pathway or a portal. You might be really, really interested to saying, hey, I'm sick and tired of my bills and the troubles of this world. I'm
not going out there. I'm not going out there. You can't make me. Okay.
So I found what appears to be... You can figure this out. This is what I found. And look, somebody's leaving flowers on an altar. I swear to the gods, I did not leave the flowers, but here's what you do in this scenario.
Walk away.
You walk the fuck away.
Yes.
So I found what...
Yes. So I think we all established that that's just the rule. You just go the other way. And it's interesting. I don't necessarily believe in this, but I do find it interesting that, like, you do see things like that. I'm like, that doesn't quite make sense. What is that? And I like that idea of it. And, like, that's what, going back to, like, Tyler's video, it's like, something's not right there. And I'm not going to go check it out because I'm not an idiot. And I don't know, maybe it's worth a shot. Maybe it's worth the exploration, but no thank you. I'm the one that'll go missing and no one's gonna notice. They would notice if Edna was gone, but are they gonna notice if I was gone? Probably not. So walk away. Let's see.
Always be careful of the dreaded fae trap.
Money! If you're a superstitious person or believe in mystical creatures, then apparently this is something that you should not be touching at all costs. This video that I was tagged in shows this person who's discovered a very strange flower right here. Specifically, this flower's petals are spinning around consistently, kind of like a propeller.
These flowers look weird though. Like, doesn't this look fake right here? Doesn't that look fake? To anybody else? It just, I don't know. It looks a little fake to me, but...
Now, rationally, if you were to ask me to guess what's going on here, I would say that the flower petals are partially detached and there's a small breeze down here blowing them around, but a lot of people are apparently calling this something known as a fae trap. According to those that believe in these fae traps, there's a bunch of different variations for this, including mushrooms in a circle, or just...
Oh gosh. Seeing the mushrooms in the circle reminded me of a Bluey episode where the fairies were attacking the healers. Let's find it. Probably gonna get
I can't believe they're back.
All right, this is a fairy. If you see one, whack it.
Crab pots.
If they can catch crabs, they can catch fairies. Huh?
It's your phone.
Where's it gone?
Over there. I'll get it.
Bluey, stop!
I can't stop dancing.
Bluey has been cursed with the dancing because he went into the fairy ring. Oh no.
It's a fairy ring. If you step inside, you dance and dance until you drop.
Oh no. So it made me think of that when I saw that, so I had to share it. Well, I suggest you guys go check The Watchers out. I think it's worth seeing in the theater. I feel like the big screen with the surround sound's really good for that. If you're sensitive to loud noises, just maybe be aware that the creatures do scream a lot, and it's pretty loud. I'm sensitive to loud noises, and theaters are, of course, always going to be loud compared to, like, being able to watch in your own home. So maybe keep that in mind. But other than that, I think it's a very interesting video and worth your time. I hope you have a great day, guys. Maybe tell me in the comments, have you seen a fae trap, possible fae trap? What do you think about it? And I'll talk to you later. Remember to like, subscribe, and all that jazz, and I'll see you next time. Bye!